1. Loneliness is not just being alone, it's feeling unseen. You can be surrounded by people and still feel utterly invisible. That's what happened to George. He was 68, living with his son's family. The house was full of chatter, footsteps, and noise, yet he felt alone, because no one really saw him. They loved him, yes, but they were always too busy. Loneliness isn't measured by the number of people around you, it's the quality of connection. After 60, life shifts. The kids grow up. Friends move or pass on. Retirement removes daily purpose. Suddenly, the rhythm changes, and without strong emotional ties, that silence becomes deafening. The real danger? Chronic loneliness triggers stress responses in the body, raising blood pressure, weakening the immune system, and even accelerating memory loss. It's been linked to early death just as much as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. So, the first truth is this: loneliness is not about physical solitude, it's about emotional isolation. And understanding this is key to reclaiming connection. What can help? Small, consistent efforts. Writing letters to friends, joining a community group, or simply calling one person a day. One phone call can break the silence. And one, "How are you really?" can open the door to real connection. 2. You're not alone in feeling lonely, it's more common than you think. Imagine a quiet coffee shop. An older gentleman, maybe 73, sits with a paperback in his hand. A younger couple walks by, assuming he's just enjoying his day. What they don't know is that this is his only outing this week. Loneliness in later life is far more common than we think. According to a study in the UK, nearly half of adults over 65 say television or pets are their main source of company. In the US, 1 in 4 seniors live alone. In Australia, over 40% of people age 70 plus report feeling socially isolated. Why does this matter? Because when we feel alone, we tend to blame ourselves. We think we're the only ones who haven't figured out retirement or aging. But in truth, this is a shared human experience. And knowing that you're not the only one makes it easier to take the first step toward healing. Like Nancy's story, at 66, Nancy had just lost her husband. She stayed indoors for weeks, feeling broken. One day, she mustered the courage to attend a local art class for seniors. She didn't say much at first. But after the 3rd session, someone asked about her painting. That was the start of a friendship. Then another. And before she knew it, Nancy had found her people again. The lesson? Even if loneliness is common, healing can begin with just one brave step toward others. 3. Your brain needs social interaction like your body needs water. The human brain is wired for connection. From the moment we're born, eye contact, smiles, and shared moments fuel our development. And this doesn't stop when we turn 60 or 80. In fact, the older we get, the more our brains depend on rich social interaction to stay sharp. Have you noticed how older adults who stay socially active often seem more vibrant, mentally alert, and happier? That's no coincidence. Meaningful social engagement boosts neurotransmitters like dopamine and serotonin, the chemicals that regulate mood and motivation. Without it, the brain begins to dull. Memory fades faster. Problem-solving weakens. And the risk of cognitive decline, including Alzheimer's, increases dramatically. What can help? Daily mental engagement. Join a book club, a walking group, or even just do crosswords with a friend. Try this. Pick one day a week to meet someone for tea, or even chat online. Zoom calls, community chats, or volunteering are all ways to keep your brain bathed in the joy of connection. Let me tell you about Tom. He's 71, retired from teaching. For a while, he stayed home watching reruns of old westerns. But after joining a retired teacher's storytelling group, everything changed. His memory got sharper and his laughter returned. The power of shared memories lit up parts of him that had gone quiet. For purpose doesn't retire, you can find it again at any age. One of the silent causes of loneliness isn't just missing people, it's missing purpose. When work ends and the daily to-do list shrinks, some wake up and wonder, why get out of bed today? But here's the beautiful truth. Purpose isn't tied to a paycheck. It's tied to meaning. And meaning can be found in the smallest of things. Maybe it's caring for your grandkids like Evelyn does every Tuesday. Or tending a community garden like Martin, who shares his tomatoes with neighbors. Or mentoring someone younger, offering the wisdom only you can give. Having a reason to wake up each day, even if it's just to feed the cat, water the flowers, or smile at someone passing by, creates emotional fuel that fights loneliness. A true story, Barbara at 74 had spent her life as a nurse. When she retired, she felt lost. One day, her church asked if she'd lead a small prayer circle. Just 4 people at first. Now, it's 30 seniors gathering weekly, laughing, crying, and living with purpose again. She says, This gave me my heart back. 5. New friendships are possible, even after 70. Many seniors believe that the friendship window has closed. My best friends have passed, they say. Or, I'm too old to meet new people. But that simply isn't true. Friendship isn't about age, it's about openness. It's about being seen, heard, and appreciated. That can happen at any stage of life. Think of Harold and June. He was 76, she was 71. They met at a Tai Chi class for balance and mobility. At first just friendly nods. Then conversation. Now, they carpool, cook together, and share a quiet companionship that keeps loneliness at bay. Making new friends after 60 requires courage, but not perfection. Just show up. Join a choir, a walking group, a book club, or a senior cinema meetup. Show up long enough and connections form. Pro tip? Ask questions. Be curious. Let people share their stories. Everyone wants to be heard. And you'll be surprised how many are looking for the same thing you are. A friend who listens. 6. Technology can be a lifeline, not just a headache. Yes, screens can be confusing. Yes, new apps can feel overwhelming. But once you get the hang of it, technology opens the door to people learning and joy, even from your living room. Video calls with distant grandkids. Online classes on painting or history. Virtual church services. Even games you can play with old friends across the country. Consider Alice, 82, who had never touched a smartphone. Her granddaughter taught her how to use FaceTime. Now she has a weekly cooking session with her friend in Arizona, each cooking the same recipe and laughing the whole time. Her words? I never thought I'd find joy in a screen, but I did. Suggestions. Learn one app at a time. Zoom, WhatsApp, or YouTube. Ask a family member to show you slowly. Write notes. Join a senior tech help group, they exist. Use it to create connection, not just consume content. 7. Nature, movement, and mindfulness, gentle antidotes to loneliness. Loneliness isn't only healed through other people. It's also healed through reconnecting with life itself, with the world around you. A simple walk in the park. Gardening with your hands in the soil. Listening to birdsong. Practicing gentle yoga or meditation. These don't require conversation, but they do remind your soul that you belong. Studies show that nature reduces stress, lowers blood pressure, and increases happiness. Combine that with gentle movement or mindfulness, and your spirit feels less burdened, less alone. Like Raymond, who lost his wife at 79. For months, he sat silently in their home. One day, he picked up her walking stick and took a stroll in the nearby rose garden they used to visit. He began talking to other walkers, then volunteers. Now he leads weekend tours at the rose garden, telling stories about flowers and love. Joy returned, not because the pain vanished, but because life whispered, "Come back. I'm still here." 8. Spiritual connection and inner reflection can fill the emptiness. Loneliness often leaves a deeper ache than just missing company. It can feel like something's missing within. That's where spirituality or quiet reflection comes in. You don't have to be religious. Simply lighting a candle, journaling, or sitting in silence can reconnect you to something larger. Call it faith, peace, or the voice of your own soul. Those moments remind you, I'm still me. I'm still worthy. I still matter. Consider daily rituals. Reading a psalm, meditating for 10 minutes, writing 3 things you're grateful for. These tiny practices become anchors. Miriam, 78, began writing 1 letter each week to someone who shaped her life. A teacher, a neighbor, even an old friend she hadn't seen in 40 years. Some wrote back. Some didn't. But each letter healed her heart just a little. 9. Healing begins with kindness, especially toward yourself. Finally, perhaps the most important truth. Loneliness fades not just through others, but through how we treat ourselves. Speak gently to yourself. Be patient on the hard days. Don't punish yourself for feeling sad or isolated. You're not broken. You're human. Celebrate your efforts no matter how small. You got dressed today. You made tea. You smiled at the postman. These are victories. Treat yourself the way you would treat your dearest friend. Because when you begin to offer yourself kindness, joy quietly returns. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and comment below. We'd love to hear from you. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you won't miss the next one. Stay well, stay inspired, and see you next time.